That was Tiger Claws. Damn. I'd like to welcome to the stage a man named Jalal Merhi. You might have heard of him. Thanks so much for being here, Jalal. Thank you for your time. Damn, what a movie. I've got a lot of questions. And a lot of times at these screenings, sometimes the film programmer asks so many questions and there doesn't end up being enough time for the audience to ask some questions. So, I'm going to do one for me and one for you, just to make sure everyone has enough time to ask some questions. Martin, if I go over the 15-minute limit, just start flashing the lights on and off, okay? Cool. Jalal, my first question. In the final scene where you're fighting Bolo Young, he pushes Cynthia Rothrock right onto you, and it looks like she falls right on your nuts.
She did.
Were your nuts okay? In that scene, did you just pretend like it didn't faze you?
I survived. I have 3 children.
I know. Are you even here tonight?
Yes.
So I met with Dr. Hannah earlier, and she told me she'd never seen any of your movies before. And so Hannah, what did you think of Tiger Claws?
It was such a nice family movie.
It's a nice like family-going experience, right? Well, yeah, okay, and that was my first question. Does anyone in the audience have a question they would like to ask Mr. Merhi? Anyone have a question for Jalal? Yes, Mike.
I love the score for this movie. Every time I see it, I'm just like so taken by how dynamic it is and how it just flows in such a character. As part of that, I'm wondering how the music came to.
This was a first-time film score person. He was a rock musician. His name is Baruch, and he has his own band, and he just came to me with the idea, what he had in mind. He delivered the whole score actually was in mono.
Oh, really?
And yeah, if you notice, so there was nothing surround about it, but we wanted to make it feel that way. But he did a great job, and since then I used him in at least 9 or 10 other films.
That's Baruch, B-A-R-O-U-J.
Yeah.
I think. Is he still kicking? Is he still making?
I haven't seen him in a few years, but we stayed in touch recently.
Okay, that's good to know. All right, now a question for myself. Traditional martial arts seems to play a large role in your filmography, specifically Chinese martial arts. Do you think that traditional martial arts still has relevance today in modern action cinema? And how do you feel about the way martial arts is represented in modern cinema? Do you watch a lot of like current action films and that kind of stuff? Like, you know.
I do, but to me, I love the tradition, and I mean, I can't thank enough Sifu Ian Chow,
Yeah.
which wasn't here, which is actually my Sifu.
Yeah.
And his
That was
son.
the actor with the
Yes,
black marks on his
yes,
face.
and
Yeah.
all of these students were friends of ours.
Is there anyone here who studied with that man, or is anyone
Well, there is
Sifu?
his
Was
son.
anyone Sifu in this movie? All right, shout out.
No,
Oh, look at
There's
that.
Ian. You want to
Ian,
stand up?
Stand up, man.
Okay. Ian, he was a child in the movie. He stood next to me.
No way.
When I was watching the tournament, you could see him. He was a teenager at that time.
Oh, now I know who you're talking about. Actually, yeah, you got that
Yeah.
sick haircut.
Yeah. Okay. So that's him. And
Yeah. I think it's important to preserve these martial arts. Actually, like they're actually my old Sifu. I studied with Sifu Sunny Tang Wing Chun when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And I noticed he had a role in this film during that scene where the guy's doing the drunken.
all
stuff
of
and
them.
everything.
And even the old people there were old masters too. And this movie, we wanted real martial artists. The original script did not have a girl's character the way it is. But in 1990 in Cannes, I met Cynthia. I knew her before from competition days. I got to know her more in
The circuit, so to speak.
yeah. So, no, yeah, the circuit for movie. So, I talked to her about the idea, and from there we created a female character that's not just a love interest or, you know, just attached. So we created an equal character throughout the film, and I don't think before that there were many other female characters like
Shout out to
that.
Cynthia Rothrock.
Yes.
We would love to get her here for a screening in the near future. So if you have her number,
Yes, I do. Yeah.
yeah.
let me know.
We'd love to
Yeah.
have Cynthia here.
Great, great, yeah.
Does anyone else have a question for Jalal? Yes, you over there.
When is Tiger Claws 4?
When is Tiger Claws? Actually, I wanted to give you a pitch actually for a potential Tiger Claws sequel. Can I pitch it to you right now?
Please go ahead. I already have 4 and 5 written, but...
I've got, okay, well, I mean, hear me out.
Go ahead.
I've got 2 pitches. One is a Tiger Claws sequel, and another is a Tiger Claws requel. So, Tiger Claws 4, Return to Tiger Island. You shoot it all on Toronto Island. It's in the future. The island is populated by only tigers and martial artists. You play sort of a park ranger that keeps the peace between the tigers and the humans.
Well, you start that project and let's talk about it.
Here's my requel, Son of Tiger Claws. And it's a direct sequel to Tiger Claws 1. It ignores the events of Tiger Claws 2 and 3, and it stars the son of Bolo Young, David Young.
Well, I have David now in my next film. He's going to be with me tomorrow for screening of Circuit 4. So David.
Actually, one more question. I noticed in the scene with Bill Pickles, and I don't know if you know this, but Bill Pickles has really influenced me like a lot personally, just in terms of how I style myself. He's been a huge. I actually reached out to him on Instagram or Facebook. He never got back to me. But during that scene where they're filming his little commercial, some of the crew in that scene was the actual crew on Tiger Claws.
They're all crew. And he walked on glass. He refused to just do it as a stunt. He actually wanted to do it. That's his girlfriend laying in front of him. And he did it also blindfolded.
He really cut
Against
that
my
watermelon.
advice and the insurance. He cut the watermelon and gave her a little mark.
Okay. I'm glad the insurance people didn't find out about that. But apparently the director of the film, Kelly Makin, was in that scene as well.
Yes.
Did you know that Kelly is here tonight?
No, I didn't know.
Kelly, are you here? Kelly, director Kelly Makin. Can I,
Come on. He's got to come here. I mean,
can I put you on the spot right now? Can I put you on the spot? I mean, this guy also directed
That's amazing.
Kids in the Hall Brain Candy.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys know that
Well,
movie.
that's why we got him.
Yeah. So, Kelly, you know, you're here tonight. Thanks for coming out. I really appreciate your work. Listen, man, thank you for this movie. Are you working on anything these days? Are you still in the film industry at all?
I'm available, Jalal.
Enjoy first project. Actually, Kelly was to do Talons of the Eagle. I reached out to him at the time, but he had another job. Then he was a busy boy for a while, and then we moved on different directions. But definitely, I reached out to him first for Talons of the Eagle.
Right on.
Yeah.
With Billy Blanks.
With Billy
He's a
Blanks.
busy boy, that Kelly
Yeah.
Makin. Kelly, is it true you directed the That's My Pen sketch of Kids in the Hall?
I did not.
Brandon Ross told me that, so fuck you, Brandon. Maybe it was Kenny Campbell. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for coming, Kelly. Does anyone else have a question for Jalal? Yes, you with the glasses and hand up.
So I really enjoyed the movie. Every single character is really different, but the character played by Bolo Young is especially intriguing to me. So I'm just wondering, why do you think he did what he did? And when you said at Harvard that you think you had a hunch he would be there, and why you think is that?
In the script, the idea is that he reached a certain height and he felt all the tournaments were fake and touch martial art did not mean anything to him. So he wanted to be anyone who thinks is a champ. That's his whole idea. And he didn't want people to see it, but he wanted everyone to know about it, to know that doesn't matter how big of a martial artist and a hero you are on the circuit, he can beat you.
On the circuit.
How was it working with Bolo?
How was it working with Bolo?
I mean, Bolo is Bolo. I met him first in 1989 in Hong Kong, in Jackie Chan's club. And we talked about the project, and he actually, at the time Black Pearls was finished, we finished shooting Black Pearls, we were just shooting some establishing shots in Hong Kong. He said, I can be in it, the master. I was like, how could I write it? There is no master. So we created that scene in Master on the Mountain, and he didn't want to do anything else except that. And, he's a businessman too, in a way, and he doesn't like to use agents. He likes to make his own deals. So that's sometimes a bit rough, finding him again to do another job. It's always been that way. But he's been amazing to work with. He is brilliant in the way he will portray any evil character. So, and when he's doing his fighting, if you notice, he doesn't look at who he's fighting. He would look somewhere else and do his moves.
That's a real alpha move.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll ask you another question. How is so film one is still going, and you're still making movies like The Circuit. How is your experience of making films now in the age of like streaming sites and whatnot versus the home video market of the 90s? Do you feel that it's harder to get movies made these days and produced and financed and distributed, or is film more accessible now with the technologies available today?
Every positive has a negative. It's easier to shoot. You could shoot with an iPhone a great film that would look as good. But the problem is, because it's easier to shoot, a lot of people are shooting whatever. The attention span of the audience is a lot shorter right now. So people want clips of this, clips of that. When you go to the markets, before we had territories, you would sell it for territory A, B, C, and you add the budget, you pre-sell everything. Today, nothing means anything. Netflix is around the world. If Netflix takes it, they give you good money. If they don't take it, you're stuck outside of the loop. Then you go to Tubi, you have this other one. So there are so many streaming networks that are out there. I'm thankful because they keep me alive. The only thing is because I had the foresight to own my own product from day one. I remember when I made the deal with Universal, they wanted to take all rights like they do to everybody else. I stood my ground. I said, I'll take less money now, but I want to own the rights later. I didn't know about streaming. I thought I could sell VHSs
For the rest of your life.
but it's the same thing. It worked. I just felt if the studio want to own it, it means it's right. So why don't I own it? I'm the one doing the work. So, and that was my idea as I started the business. I know a lot of great creators that don't own a thing of what they've done. Tarantino is one of them. And in the end of the day, he doesn't own it. And
That's true. We just had Sam Furstenberg actually did an interview for our screening of Ninja 3, The Domination, actually. He actually thanks you in his autobiography. I don't know if you know in the introduction, but he gives you a shout out in there, and I guarantee you he probably does not own any of the films that he made with Canon, yet you yourself do, and you produced, wrote, directed, and starred in these films, and honestly, I think you're a little bit of a pioneer, and I think there should be documentaries about you, and I think you're super interesting, and thank you so much for being here.
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Does anyone have one last question to draw? Are we good? Okay, one more question over there. Yes.
What made, in the movie, they asked the person, like, what made them get into martial arts? What made you get into martial arts?
I got into martial arts at age 11. Early. My older brother was doing Taekwondo, and I liked it. And immediately I fell in love with it. And so I moved between Taekwondo, Shotokan, and Kung Fu. And Kung Fu was my dream, and I didn't get into Kung Fu till I moved to Canada. And that's when I met Sifu Chow, so I moved into that. But martial art since I was a kid. And when I remember seeing Big Boss in theater. And that's, I think, was my turning point into, yes, I want it. Thank you.
Thanks so much for being here. We've got a few more copies of this signed autograph posters by Jalal. If you have anything you want to get signed by Jalal, we'll be around for a little bit, but we're going to try to wrap up. It would really help out if you could take out some of your trash with you as well on your way out. And thanks so much for being here. Tiger Claws.
Yeah.